What's up, man? It's late. It's my Saturday, and I want to make some bean soup. So let's do it. All right, sound like a plan? Hell yeah! It's all set up here. Yeah, I'll be right back. Gotta take a leak. We've got to pull him out of his depression, Susie, and you can help.
Well, what can I do, Miss Brooks?
Go with him to the banquet tonight.
But I haven't any evening clothes, and it's strictly formal.
Well, maybe I could dig up something for you.
Where?
Same place I find Bones, a tuxedo. Will you go with him if I find you an evening gown?
Well, sure, Miss Brooks, I guess so. I guess I'd like that real good.
Fine. You know, you two wouldn't make a bad couple at all. You're downright punctitudinous, Susie.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You could say
At over $4 a blade, shaving every day gets expensive. Harry's 5-blade razor offers me a close, comfortable shave. The best part, refills are as low as $2 each, half of what I paid before.
Go to harrys.com/shave to claim your $7 trial.
Hey everyone, Emerald Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my biggest air fryer yet.
Introducing Emerald Lagasse's Dual Zone Air Fryer Oven with dual-sided cooking chambers. Now you can cook 2 different foods 2 different ways that finish at the same time. No more back-to-back cooking. Now main dish and sides finish at the same time. Enjoy juicy grilled burgers at the same time as air-fried French fries. Broiled savory salmon at the same time as roasted asparagus. Broiled chicken parm finishes at the same time as baked cheesy garlic bread. The secret is in the QuickSync technology that matches the cooking times and settings of each
gotta get this done.
finish at the same time.
I tell you, I cannot recommend this enough. It comes out perfect every single time.
It's awesome. But watch. Remove the center.
Gotta get this done. Got to have some grub for tomorrow.
Monday to Sunday meals that cook up to 60% faster. Slow cooking on Mama's meatballs. Delicious savory chili or bake the easiest homemade bread without turning on that big oven. You can even cook right from the freezer. Mozzarella sticks from frozen to ooey gooey in minutes. Or frozen shrimp to sizzling scampi in just 10 minutes. Now you can try Emerald Lagasse's 25-quart dual zone air fryer oven with dual cooking chamber, removable oven divider, and toasting rack in your home for 30 days for just $14.99. But wait, you also get Emerald's free downloadable dual zone recipe book. Order now and we'll automatically upgrade you to his deluxe cooking kit absolutely free. Complete with 2 baking sheets, 2 crisper baskets, large baking sheet.
Beat it.
The way you entertain them.
You're not paying attention.
Yes or no?
So, we're gonna make some bean soup.
The question that has been asked so far to get it clarified is carnivals and rodeos.
Well, do you,
And in the theater, those are the 3.
do you work with the circus?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you work in the sideshow?
No, it doesn't.
So what we got here?
I think we were getting close to it, but we're going to run out of time. And the very
Big old ham bone. Okay, boom. Big old ham bone. Okay, this one's gonna be quick. It's not gonna take long.
He has never performed in the theater, which is why I gave you that specific answer.
We accept it.
You accept it. And we are all happy, and we'll be back in just a moment. But first, here is an announcement from StopX.
We want to make real sure you don't miss the big news from StopEd. It's this Mr. and Mrs. StopEd package for only 98 cents plus tax. Now you can stop snitching your wife's deodorant. Here's new Mr. StopEd for men with its special He-Man formula and He-Man aroma. It's got manpower. And there's effective StopEd lotion spray. So look for this red, white, and blue family package. Both regular 60-cent plastic squeeze bottles, $1.20 value for only 98 cents plus tax. Get your Mr. and Mrs. Stop It.
Stay tuned to get
I should clean these,
Ultra
actually.
Non-stick bakeware set free from Granite Stone. What the stuff? Holy bird, where's the lid? Are you tired of yelling at your old fans? You know you need a new set, but the prices are so high, it's obscene. Well, a kitchen full of the most durable
Fucking commercials, man. I swear to God, dude.
at the best price
Fuck off.
anywhere. And it's Granite Stone. The fast, easy way to cook gourmet family meals quick.
Victim.
Better.
Pretty.
Well, tuck your eyeballs back into the sockets, Walter. This is Susan Rabbit. She's a very dear friend of a very dear friend of yours.
Likewise, I'm sure. Well,
Mm.
I'll be running along now.
But why?
I think I need more.
Down here. You always walk out on the feature picture?
Fuck it. Go heavy.
Until you make your getaway.
All right, Miss Brooks, and you won't forget about that evening gown now, will you?
No, I'll do my best, Susie, and I'll see you later.
All right, bye, Miss Brooks. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Susie. Hey, she's dynamite. It's very dynamic, new material. Down, Walter.
Okay.
Rooms had first playing this season. Anyhow, what about Harriet Conklin? No, Harriet's still our one and only, Miss Brooks. I was just giving Susie my routine.
Lots of beans. Lots.
She keeps me sharp. You know, like a golf pro. You can't play your own course all the time. You gotta try them all.
It's a lot of beans.
This course, bones might tee off on you. I was just kidding, Miss Brooks. I wouldn't do anything to hurt old Bones. He's my pal. Well, how about lending your pal a tuxedo for the banquet tonight? Oh, but I've only got one, Miss Brooks, and I'm wearing that myself. You know, it's going to be a pretty swanky affair. Gosh, Mr. Conklin must have had a rich uncle die or something the way he's been buying new clothes. Then he got formals for Mrs. Conklin and Harriet and evening clothes for himself.
Yeah, you talk like a wuss, dude.
Well, I don't like to hear you talk that way about our principal. What he does with his money is nobody's business but old Marblehead's. Say, I wonder if Mr. Conklin has an extra tux now that he's bought a new one. Oh, no, he hasn't, Miss Brooks. But he gave his old tux away. And this time he bought tails. Can't you just picture Mr. Conklin with tails? I usually picture him with only one. Wonder where I can find some evening clothes for those kids. Hey, wait a minute, Miss Brooks. I've got an idea. Why don't you call Mrs. Davis? Mrs. Davis? She hasn't worn evening clothes since Harding's inauguration. No, I don't mean to borrow anything from Mrs. Davis herself. But when I picked you up yesterday, she told me that her sister Angela and her brother Victor had gone to a formal wedding last week. Maybe they lend their outfits for tonight. Say, they might. It's bad. It's worth a try anyway. Now let's see. Where's the nearest place from which I could call Mrs. Davis? Well, why don't you try the telephone? I don't know what I'd do without you.
I've typed a nice clean copy of your speech for tonight.
Thank you, Harry. Now run along, my dear. I've got a lot on my mind.
Is something wrong, Daddy?
I just talked to your mother on the phone, and she informed me that our evening clothes have not been delivered as yet.
Oh, well, there's still time. School isn't out for 2 hours yet.
I am quite familiar with the schedule of this institution, my dear.
Yeah.
But your mother is spending the balance of the day at the music bar.
Burn my
Well,
damn
you
knife.
can't blame her for that.
Well, she can use it, heaven knows.
Okay.
I mean, I want her to be at her best this evening. But she phoned the department store and told them to deliver our things to Mrs. Davis's house. Now I'll have to scurry over there before dinner time to pick them up. Oh. Wait a minute.
Come on in, kids, and make yourselves at home. Oh, look at the boxes, Miss Brooks. These must be the clothes
Just a little bit of
that you
tomatoes.
bought for us. Well, that's what
Just
I call
one.
fast action. Mrs. Davis! Mrs.
Just a
Davis!
little bit.
I guess she had to go out again. Let's open them. Here, I'll help you. Well, what do you know, an evening gown.
It's 2 evening gowns, Miss Brooks.
Oh, now, isn't that sweet of Mrs. Davis? She didn't know your size, so she borrowed 2 of them for you.
It sure was sweet of her.
Oh, they look brand new.
Brooks, if what fits you, why don't you borrow it and come along this evening?
What? Me put on a borrowed gown just to go to a banquet and dance every dance with Mr. Boynton and go out on the terrace in the moonlight? Come on, let's go to my room and find
That's what I got, Miss Brooks. Victor's evening clothes, the whole works.
Oh,
Shirt, tie, and everything.
oh, that's wonderful, Bones. Now you better try them on. You can use Mrs. Davis's room to change. It's down the hall to the left.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Susie, you take my room. It's the second door on the right.
All right. Well, what are you going to do, Miss Brooks?
I'm going to phone Mr. Boynton and tell him if he doesn't pick me up here in 20 minutes, I'll call for him in his place.
Clean, refreshed, and easy.
When I use it, I feel clean. I feel really clean. Introducing Scunchie, the 60-second shower. The
Fucking-
only bath
fucking
that can perfectly
commercials.
clean from head to toe without ever stepping into a shower. Add just a few drops of water, work it into a lather, and it
And wait.
Cut it.
Howard. ¿Puedes creer que podamos vivir todos aquí?
The fuck, dude? Really?
all this, a 200.
Paying a parking ticket. In this case, the dreaded slip under the wiper means the driver has to pony up $10 for an expired parking meter ticket.
Jesus.
So at the clerk's window, 33-year-old Anthony Sevi is going to pay the citation by debit card. But is informed there's a $1.75 surcharge for putting it on his plastic. Not wanting to pay the extra fee, Sevi leaves and returns a short while later. But as he goes through security, a court officer discovers Sevi's packing something metal and heavy. No, it's not a weapon. It's $10 in rolled pennies. Security officer Philip Brock then gives his own 2 cents, letting Sevi know the clerk won't accept the pennies as payment. But
Bullshit.
proceeds anyway. At the pay window, he finds out the officer was right. Under a long-standing Michigan statute, the court is not required to accept coins that aren't pure silver or gold.
Wow, that's
The
fucked up.
statute is actually posted at the clerk's window. Growing more frustrated, he has a heated exchange with the clerk. Then with security officer Brock before he's told to leave. But as Debbie's walked to the exit, the verbal exchange turns physical.
Yeah.
It's unclear what exactly prompted the fight, but things quickly get out of control. First shoving, then Officer Brock slams Sevi against the glass as another officer helps restrain him. Sevi says what you can't see off camera is Officer Brock choking him until he lost consciousness and defecated on himself.
Pooped his pants.
Sevi was escorted back into the building, processed, and charged with disorderly conduct. The charge of assaulting or obstructing a police officer was later added. He would plead no contest to the disorderly conduct charge and was ordered to pay a fine. The assaulting or obstructing an officer charge against the police officer was dropped. Following the incident, Sevi fired back with a lawsuit against security officer Philip Brock, which included claims of unlawful arrest and excessive use of force. The suit was later dismissed by an appellate court.
This captioning for podcast is brought to you by Just Split In. That's all I need to do with my new hands-free protect your slip-ins. It's like slip-ins have an invisible
Darn it.
built-in shoehorn, so my foot slides into place. What could be better?
Did you know that the average age of a vehicle in the U.S. is over 12 years old? That means
Fucking
there's a lot
damn
of
commercial,
cars
dude.
out there.
I swear to
Which means
God.
a lot of expensive vehicle
Fucking.
repairs. Getting stuck
I can do it.
is the last thing anyone wants right now. But you don't have to. You can call CarShield. Plans through CarShield provide low-cost monthly car protection
That's why
that can
TV
save
sucks.
thousands of dollars in repairs on your out-of-warranty vehicle. Those plans can pay for expensive repairs on up to 6,000 parts of your car.
Go back to you. That's why YouTube rules. You have to listen to long motherfucking commercials. Hang on.
Welcome back, legends. I hope you're all fantastic. It is time for another installment of Friday Q&A. Back onto the classic programming. I got back from New Zealand on Monday. I was in no state to film a Q&A video on the regular Monday time slot. So here we are on Friday. In fact, it's Good Friday. If you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. If you don't celebrate Easter, I hope you've got the day off to play guitar and make a bunch of guitar noises. I'm going to do my best to get to a bunch
Some people
of
gotta work.
questions today. As always, if you'd like me to answer one of your questions on
Listen
next
to the
Q&A video,
mockingbird.
simply put them in the comment section below. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, you can buy some of the music that I make with my band Ragdoll. We've even got a double splatter LP that you can see over there. I highly recommend it. Or you can get exclusive content on my Patreon. It's linked in the video.
Okay, Todd.
Some affiliate links if you want to buy some strings and chuck Uncle Leo
Okay,
a couple bucks,
Todd.
you can do that as
Enough.
well. But for now, let's tear into these questions. I did a video with my new PRS, the CE24 standard Saturn, during the week. A couple of questions popped up on that video. I had mentioned that I bought a black 1993 CE24 a few months ago. How would I compare this newer CE to the 90s version? The 90s version is actually being refretted at the moment, so hopefully I'll have that one back soon so I can do a side-by-side comparison, because there are some market differences between the newer CEs and the old school CEs. This is also a CE standard, so it's all mahogany, whereas the old CE that I have has the classic maple cap on a standard mahogany body. But basically, the older CEs have exactly the same body shape as the customs, whereas the newer CEs have a slightly different carve. They're kind of in between like the SE, the S2, and the core models on there. But, you know, this is still a USA-made PRS. It plays amazingly well. I love the sound of it. These 8515 pickups are great. The older CE24 has the 5-way rotary, and I'm pretty sure it has
Making ham,
vintage bass
bean
set, which sounds very
soup.
different. Neck is different. There's a load of different differences on there. Different differences. That's a really, really good set of words that I put together. Because English is hard.
Okay,
Detail
Toddles.
English, that's impossible. Nevertheless, I will do that video when I've got the 93 CE24 back from Tim at Williams Guitars. I'm really excited to have that one back and to put it side by side with this one. On the topic of PRS guitars, I think this would make a really good standalone video. The different neck shapes and doing a side by side, like when I do a video demo about a particular guitar, like say this guitar, putting it side by side with, say, my McCarty and Custom or DGT, and just sort of giving you a visual of the differences in the neck dimensions. This has a very different neck to the DGT, which has a very different neck to, say, my single cut McCarty on there. Again, you can quantify these things, but so much of it comes down to the feel. While I've been enjoying this one sitting down, I loved it when I gigged it last night. I had a last minute filling gig, and it just fit like
It's my Saturday night, so I'm up late.
So
I've had my beers. I'm done drinking. I'm getting some grub. Plant set up here.
Because these are great guitars. The bolt-on PRS
Doing the garlic right now.
Overlook, but they can be had for great bargains if you hunt around. Next question comes from a long-time subscriber, friend of the channel, Tim. I know you're recovering from an injury at the moment, Tim. I'm thinking about you, mate. It always makes me smile to read your comments on my videos and read your anecdotes about all the old war stories about playing guitars. So you asked about in-ear monitoring for people who are either hard of hearing or who have suffered some hearing loss from basically just abusing their ears, gigging over all the years.
Oh, that's
this is an
me.
interesting one because using in-ear monitors,
That would be me.
when you're used to the experience, it's a very different experience being able to basically have the same sound on the stage, but it's very different to like amps and cabs in a room. I think there is the tendency to want to crank them up and make everything super loud if you're used to playing it.
You want to feel it.
Volumes, because having headphones in, even if they're really nicely sealed, you know, the gig goes on and you're like, yeah, I'm digging this, turn it up, loud is more
Starts
good.
getting muddy,
Loud is more good. That always happens.
More
So
good.
I am not aware of any long-term studies looking at like specifically in-ear monitoring for musicians, but I do know there was some anecdotal stuff that I've heard, and you know, like AirPods and phones and iPods and all that kind of stuff. I can't remember if there's any conclusive evidence where listening to music way too loud on your in-ear monitors is going to damage your hearing, but I can't see why it wouldn't. So if you do want to make that change, I think if you use them correctly, you can definitely be a lot healthier for your hearing. I know using in-ears, my ears basically don't ring when I get back from gigs, which is not a feeling I miss from gigging, like a Marshall and a boogie and cranking stuff and being an absolute moron in my 20s. I like it when I can get home from the gig, put my head on the pillow when I get into bed, and
It's too loud, you're too old, Toddles.
following on from the last Q&A, we talked about work-life, music balance in there. This was a great point brought up by Jake Stewart. We sort of mentioned if you're a musician or a creative person, it's really important to go out and have life experiences, because those life experiences will inform your music, they will inform your art. And when I think about any piece of music that I've written or any song lyrics that I've written, they've all drawn on experiences that I've had in my life. And a lot of the time, they have helped with me deal with particular problems or issues or just processing emotions in my life, and you know, going through the human process that is basically just being a human being, living your life. So if you're worried that I can't go out with my friends and have a hamburger because I need to practice, because I need to be like Paul Gilbert.
So,
go and have that hamburger, have a fun time with your friends.
got most of it
Go
in
out,
there.
Laugh, joke, cry, do all those things that make us human beings. And then when you do pick up your guitar, you've got a bunch of experiences that you can draw on to inform your art. If you've seen the title of this video, hopefully you just
get some
clicked on the
seasonings in
timestamp so
there.
you can come straight to this one and get into the meat of it. It's how my Q&A video
Paprika
works.
for sure.
I like to do timestamps. But pieces of gear that I think are ridiculously
Lots of that.
overpriced. I'm first going to qualify my criteria here by
Throw some
saying
oregano.
that these pieces of gear I don't think are particularly rare
Whoa.
or particularly distinctive in the thing that they do. Basically, they have become desirable for, you know, either celebrity association, or somebody has used them on a classic record, or for whatever reason they've just kind of become a cool piece of gear, or they've been memed by someone. You know, they've suffered the Josh Scott effect. So I'm going to go through 5 pieces of gear that immediately came to mind. The first one, and this totally baffles me, is the Ibanez TS10 Tube Screamer. It doesn't baffle me that the association with John Mayer has made it really popular, because lots of people love John's guitar.
Oh yeah, the definitely this one.
Want a worry-free way to kill bugs? Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
Guitar playing. John's a fantastic guitar player. Lots of people love John's music. I'm not particularly that into John's music. Every now and then I don't mind a song or two, but the idea that basically a tube screamer can become super desirable when you've got a million tube screamer and tube screamer variants out there is kind of weird. Furthermore, I think the TS10 is super ugly, and it seems like one of those pedals that, you know, if you've got it on your pedal board and you put a photo of your pedal board up on Instagram, you're going to get a bunch of people just going, yeah, fire emoji, awesome, bro. So I just don't get that when you can just go and buy a Maxon or an Ibanez or a cheap clone off of Amazon or something like that that will do the exact same job. But again, maybe I can understand those guitar players. We just kind of want to look cool sometimes. And, you know, I would never want to signal to anyone that John Mayer is my favorite guitar player, but I also don't want to yuck anyone's yum. If John Mayer is your favorite guitar player and you've got a TS10, let me know in the comment section below about why it really is worth the price that you see them go for. On that, another pedal that comes to mind is the Analog Band King of Tone. And this is basically...
So that's what we got.
Drive. It sounds good.
Ham bone with a bunch of ham on it still.
But they're kind of made
garlic,
in small numbers,
onions, green bell pepper,
so what you see
carrot.
Is you kind of have similar things happen with stuff like the fractal units where, you know,
seasonings,
waiting list
and the pinto beans. That's it. So we're pretty much good. Should be done in 14, 15 hours.
To jump the queue just to get the King of Tone. And again,
So
it's one of those pedals that has been cloned and there's
y'all have a good night now, you hear?
It's kind of its own thing now, the Blues Breaker style drive, as a lot of people would call it.